Hi, in this video I'll talk to you about what is happening in my life right now. My daughter has been acting differently. One, at dinner yesterday, my mother said something. At dinner, my son was showing them something on the iPod while they were all sitting on the table. Even the spouse beat me this time. She was sitting down and I was still standing because I was getting my food ready. The spouse gets the food ready for everybody else, by the way. And yesterday, as usual, I was getting my food ready, serving myself. But this time, she beat me and she sat down before I did. And there was no other chair for me to sit down because, well, we do have two other chairs there, but the legs are all wobbly. And I'm not going to fix them until the spouse sits down to fix them with me. What she did last time that we had chairs that were wobbly, the spouse decided to call a carpenter to fix them. So if she wants to do that again, that's fine. It's up to her, you know. So yesterday my son was showing them something on the iPod. It was the praying mantis kung fu video. And I simply said, could you please turn that off while we eat dinner? So my mother got on my case that why do we have to obey you, Daniel? Or why do we have to obey you? And so then I grabbed my plate and I twisted the doorknob to get out of their house, right? And my daughter said, "How was your day, Daniel?" So I sat down and ate with them, and each of us, well, only my mother said something, my son, and I, because the spouse doesn't participate in conversations. You could ask her a question, she just won't answer. She's a voluntary mute. So this morning I told the daughter, last night I told her, because she came over here to say goodnight, and I said, daughter, if you really care about me and you want my life to be better, then participate in my life. By that I mean, I want them to, like for instance, yesterday also she showed me 3 of her plants outside. She told me their names and I looked at them, but I'm not able to, when I look at plants, they don't really stand out. They all look the same. I'm not too familiar with plants. But the thing is, I stopped to look because most of the time she doesn't even talk to me. These are called bids for communication. I saw a video where the husband, for example, told the spouse, "Oh, look at that boat." You know, he's looking at the window or something and look at that boat. And if the spouse answers him and goes to look, then they have a beautiful marriage. And if the spouse walks away, they have a lousy marriage. So my daughter is beginning to want me to participate in her life. And I've been upset with them because anything I recommend, my mother says no, my spouse says no, and the daughter says no. They just, all 3 of them. most of the time. Now, I did recommend for my daughter to read The Diary of Anne Frank, but my mother actually got her the book. I don't know if my daughter read it, but we never spoke about it again. I attempted to, but the daughter doesn't want to. In every relationship, there is the pursuer and the one that runs away, pursuee or something. I'm looking at Don Purdum's videos, Don Purdum on YouTube. He talks about having, if you want to have a successful business, then you must have a successful marriage. All right, so my daughter wants to spend time with me. Now these are millimeters, all right? They're very small, or they're little inches. They're not even by foot. She wants to spend little, what do you call it, minutes, instead of spending an hour with me or an afternoon with me. She wants to spend minutes. But that's the start. A week ago we did have a conversation because we got locked out. We got locked out twice in one day. All right, I didn't have the key to get back in there, and then Grandma won't open the door for us, you know, because we're supposed to have the key. So we got locked out, and the daughter spent the afternoon here. Later on, she complained that she didn't do any of her homework because, well, there's no table. There is, but maybe there wasn't at that time. She just complained. But at the same time, I got to tell my daughter how I felt, because I told her, you can be a straight A student, but it means nothing to me, because I was a straight A student, and at age 23 I was homeless because I didn't have money skills. I mean, you talk about minimum wage jobs, and those jobs you don't earn enough money to buy a car with those jobs. You don't earn enough money to move out of your mother's screaming house, right? A mother's house. You don't earn enough money to ask a girl out on a date. I remember one girl that we did speak. Maybe we met one time for 1 hour. We liked each other. But then she told me that her previous boyfriend had a jet ski. 2 of them or something, or I don't know how many. But that tells you what level of boyfriends she's accustomed to. So we didn't see each other again. So I was homeless, and I told my daughter that I don't want you to be homeless. Now, you're a woman, so you'll probably live with somebody. Other women will pull you in and take care of you. However, I believe all women should learn self-defense, and all persons, able-bodied, able-minded persons, should know how to do things. Cooking, carpentry, electricity, plumbing, something, trades. And then they can work at that trade. Like, I know the drywall guys, they're making, some of them, $150 a day. Some carpenters that all they do is install doors, they start out at $80 a day for the ones that don't have any training. Now, they do have to travel all around the place. However, $80 a day is, let's say it's $100 a day. That's $500 a week. That's much better. That's $2,000 a month. You could do something with that. You could go to college. You could buy a car. You could do something. But if you're at, what, $800 a month, you're not going to make it. So that's why, daughter, if you ever get to watch these videos someday, um, you must learn how to defend yourself physically, mentally, avoidance techniques, like don't go to places where there are bars or where there's smoking, singing. Don't go to those places. Well, not really singing, but dancing, I meant to say. Don't go to those places. And always be the driver, because otherwise you gotta stay there and wait for a ride. All right. Okay, next person, the spouse. Today she told me, please cut the grass. Well, her way of doing it is, why don't you cut the grass? Then I told her, if you want to talk to me, come sit down and talk to me in my room. Because she doesn't talk, she just walks away. And so, like, okay, you're gonna walk away? Because whenever I want to say something, last night is a good example. The daughter came in here and said, where's the measuring tape? I want to know how tall I am. So I just put this particular marker, right? I put a little line on the wall to measure how tall she is, right there on the door. And then the spouse started yelling about I'm destroying her house, and she just. And so I said, why don't you just leave me alone? I mean, the line is what? Half an inch, quarter inch? It's not bothering anyone. So I still have the line on the door there. And then my daughter, what she did is she took the measuring tape and she measured it. Now she knows how tall she is. And then I asked my son, if you want to know how tall you are. And because of his mother's yelling, he said no. He's an intelligent boy. So today when he comes home, I'll probably ask him again. Life is difficult with this woman. What happens is this spouse values everything you can grab, like material things. She values them more than people. Yesterday I did notice she served everybody and not me, but she's done that before. Earlier in the day she's made tortillas for everybody except myself. I said, all right, I understand. Now she did show me how to make tortillas, but we ran out of flour, so one day I'll make them. I have my two cats here. Let's see if I can show you. That's Snowball. I love you. And over here is the other kitten, Mindy. Oh well. I did sew my shirt together, but look at that. The holes came back. Oh well. I don't go anywhere with this shirt. I mean, I did one time, but I don't go anywhere. I like comfortable clothing. If you ever read the book about personality types, the 5 personality types, I do have many things about the fat man. All right, the fat man, as soon as he's alone, he gets into his comfortable clothing and he doesn't go anywhere. He just sits around. But I also have other qualities from the cerebrum, which is the thinker. And the thinker is wonderful. You think about many wonderful things. I have a goal here to make a wheel, all right, made out of Well, I have the wheel. I just gotta put a pipe through it so that my son could use it for his abs. So that's my goal. Life is going very well right now. I brought this from the spouse from her dresser because I love these little horsies. I used to, they're ceramic. Yeah, let's see. They're ceramic little horses, and I used to love these when I was little. There. Ding, 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 ding. I love these little things. They're ceramic, so yes, I take things from my spouse's dresser. I brought her picture from when she was probably in high school. And I brought my picture from when I was 3 years old. I'll show you that one. I was born in 1972, and this one says 1975. So I was 3 years old. She had it on her dresser. Wait, this way. That's me when I was a little boy. This is in Honduras. So this little boy has gone through a lot of things in this life. His dad was absent, chasing women, leaving children, abandoning children all over the place. The mother of this little boy was constantly lying and yelling. But this is mostly after age 7. At this age, I was actually living with my grandparents, maternal grandparents. They were alcoholics. Grandpa was distant, intimidator. From the Celestine prophecy, he was the intimidator. He just kept away from everybody, didn't talk. But he did take me to the park maybe once or twice a week, just to sit at a park bench and have an ice cream cone. But that's all that was expected in that time period. Alright, so hola tíos, les mando besitos. 1975. Alright, so that's what I've got here. What else is going on this week? That's about it, guys. I'm mopping every day. My room is neat. Yeah, all is getting better, little by little. Enjoy your life. Be better than I am. Don't smile at people, especially if you're one of those happy-go-lucky persons. One classmate told me why I get selected. I get targeted. Before, right? When I used to go anywhere, people used to walk up to me to ask me for money. And they said, it's because you're smiling, you're happy. If you have a serious face, most people leave you alone. And anyway, my new personality is just like an extraction. Like a tooth extraction. I go into the store, buy my stuff, get out. I haven't gone shopping in years, but no, in months. The last time the spouse bought my shoes, she just knows my size, and that was it. So I'm grateful for that. I did tell the spouse. She said good morning to me, and I said, Do you really want to say good morning to me? Give me a hug. You know, she sometimes has these double personalities, like yelling at me last night because I put a little line on the door to find out how tall my daughter is. And this morning she says, good morning. I'll leave you with that. I had to explain to her what I was doing over there this morning on her computer. And I told her that I have two computers. This one, the laptop, is my mom's. And she said she's moving out, by the way. And so I got to get my stuff out of there. So all my bookmarks, I put them on Google Bookmarks in this laptop. And also I used Google Drive to put all my documents in there. Now the main desktop inside the house, I was in there this morning because I wanted to, we use Mozilla Firefox over there. And I wanted to put all of those bookmarks into Google Bookmarks. So that's what I was doing over there. But she said, what are you here? Why are you here? And I said, why not? You want to? No, I told her, you want to sit down and I'll show you why I'm here. So she walked away, but a few minutes later she did want to find out. She was standing over my shoulder. What are you doing? And I told her, if you want to sit down, I'll show you and I'll tell you. She sat down, which is very unusual. She sat down. Then I showed her. I clicked there, and I put them on Google Bookmarks. All right. So don't smile, especially if you're a man, because it's difficult living with, like if you married, by the way, she's the bone personality, this spouse. I just read about the 5 personality types. The bone personality, and then there's the muscular. The muscular is the worker. All he wants to do is work, work, work. That's one of my neighbors over there, and I met all of his co-workers. He works 6 days a week, and then on Sunday he's up and at 'em. I mean, he's not sleeping in. He's not doing any of that. Now this spouse, of course, got sick because she got wet. I got wet. The rain came down on me, and I don't get sick. But why? Because I have a happy personality type. So God takes care of me. If you have happy thoughts, you're not going to get sick. Whereas she says, oh, I got wet today, I'm going to get sick. Boom, she gets sick. And then I walk away from her whenever she's into her getting sick. Like, I just walk away from her. Like, we had dinner one time. It was just the two of us because the kids, they finish up early or they don't even eat. I mean, they do, but on their own times. And so I finished. I got up, washed my plate, and left. And there were like so many dishes over there. Even the kids have been saying now, there are no spoons. Here I can laugh. Over there I don't laugh. No, there are no spoons. There are no spoons because nobody's washing dishes. I mean, it was the first week of work for the spouse, and she had a bunch of dishes to do. Every day she was coming home and she was finding the sink overflowing. But I don't tell her anything about that sink. She doesn't tell the kids, because if I tell the kids to wash the dishes, she says I'm bullying the kids. I'm like, okay, then you wash the dishes. I mean, I don't tell her. I just, all right then. My mother has even told me, my mother has told me that she's not going to wash the dishes because we all live here and we all should contribute. I mean, I've been washing dishes since I was 7 years old. All right? So don't smile at your... I had to put the battery, connect the battery charger. Don't smile at your family if they don't appreciate you, okay? Just a tip. Until they begin to appreciate you, be careful. Well, watch all my videos and you'll see what happens. Enjoy your life. Take care.